Should you draft Chris Godwin in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. Man, I missed last year's Bucks receiving room because it was so easy. I knew what was going on. It was fade Mike Evans because he's old, and draft Chris Godwin because he's the better value and has higher upside at where he was going. And what do you know? I was right. Chris Godwin was elite. Mike Evans was solid, but not anything incredible until Chris Godwin got injured. And now here we are, 2024-5, and Chris Godwin has half a leg and two more horses in the race. So it's kind of hard to just figure out, what is Chris Godwin this year? Chris Godwin finished last year as the wide receiver 51, but like I said, that was mostly due to injury. He broke his leg, I think, against the Ravens. And this year he's going as wide receiver 56 and the 56th overall player. So he is a fifth-ish round pick. And I have a lot of worries with Godwin in that, he might be going a little overdrafted. Just because last year he was a bona fide wide receiver 1 after going as a low-end wide receiver 2 because he got moved back to the slot. And the offense under Liam Cohen started using him right. However, Liam Cohen's gone now. Is Godwin still going to get slot snaps that made him so productive last year? Also, there's two new receivers that weren't really in the equation last year around draft time. Jalen McMillan, who was drafted in 2024, emerged down the stretch in Godwin's absence as an elite deep ball and end zone threat. He had 5 straight games to end the season with a touchdown. And also, they drafted Emeka Mbuka with their first overall pick. And while I don't know how much work Mbuka's going to get, he's going to get some because he's a super talented receiver, and he was touted as the most pro-ready receiver in this class. Additionally, Mike Evans is still around, and although he might not be as consistent as he once was, he's still probably going to bullshit his way to 1,000 yards and catch a touchdown once every 3 weeks. So all of this combined is to say Godwin is going to be hard-pressed to get a huge amount of volume. And that's not even saying the fact that Godwin might not be ready to start the season. Even if he's out there week 1, which there's no guarantee he is, Todd Bowles is saying that he is going to be out there week 1, but even if he is, he might not be 100% just coming back from his leg injury. It was a broken bone, so it's not anything insane, but it's still going to impact him. And I worry that with an offense with so many weapons, like I said, in the receiving game, and also Cade Otton exists as a decent tight end, and Bucky Irving provides a good run game, Godwin is hard-pressed to get a huge amount of volume. And I'm just worried that when he's going around guys like Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Tedero McMillan, and Jerry Jeudy, he doesn't have anything really setting him apart. Like, those guys have at least volume, potentially. Godwin doesn't have that volume, and because of that, I'm going to give him a C-. I'm just worried about Godwin being able to get enough in this offense.